Welcome to Salento with Love. I'm Davide Mengoli and episode 16. Well, I've just finished episode 15 and I did say that I was going to stay on site to start episode 16 and here I am. So no change of uniform. We're on an amazing day today because, well, I'm on my third visit of building sites and tonight actually I'm going to be at a notary signing for another acquisition remotely achieved here in Salento. But that's nothing to do with remote refurbishing, but remote purchasing has created remote refurbishing, so that's probably why I'm mentioning that. But anyway, episode 16, we've gone through all the different stages. We're now getting to the final moments, and something that, well, needs to be done after you've gone through all of this process is bringing in the decorators. You know, the decorators are the savers because they're the ones that now go and check at every corner, and apart from painting and decorating, but they need to fill the little holes, making sure that everything is fine. But on top of that, these guys are also creating some environments that will reproduce the old type of ceilings. So we do have a beautiful star-shaped ceiling in this room here. We then have these beautiful little ceilings in these two arcades, but we have a flat ceiling here which we're going to give a little bit of a kick to it. And then also we've got another two environments in the other bathroom and the two bathrooms. So let's go and have a look at what these two guys, or three guys actually, are doing today. Buongiorno Angelo.
Ciao, buongiorno.
Ah, siamo tutti al lavoro qui.
Sì, sì.
Buongiorno. Alessandro, Roberto.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno.
So I'm in the bathroom, and so this was planned right at the beginning. So if you look at the render, you'll see that this master bathroom has a vaulted ceiling. This is what exactly these guys are doing. Roberto and Alessandro are working, creating the frame that is then going to accommodate the plasterboard. So this room will have that beautiful sense of old style. Now, it did have the poutrelle in here, but we already have a room with a beautiful poutrelle, and the ceiling here with the poutrelle wasn't really an amazing ceiling, so it was going to be either covered or something special was going to be done to it. And so we've decided to do something special. There's a lot of work. So I'm with Angelo. Angelo, tu sei il boss della squadra. So it's nice. I've met Angelo. So, you know, through this process, durante questo processo ho incontrato tutti i vari attori, all the various actors, and they're all been amazing. As you know, all through this process it's been very smooth, but that's because when you choose them, if you choose them well, things are going to go well. Ho detto che durante questo processo tutte le maestranze che ho incontrato sono state tutte meravigliose, e quando scegli all'origine bene poi tutto funziona, tutto procede bene.
Certamente.
So let me just ask him, cosa stiamo facendo allora? What are we doing?
Adesso stiamo facendo una volta in cartongesso a botte.
Ok.
Quindi
è complicato?
No, questa no, non è complicata, l'altra è un po' più difficile, però diciamo alla fine il risultato lo otteniamo lo stesso. Poi il lavoro in più. Il
cartongesso è stata una bellissima invenzione.
Sì,
no?
sì. Il cartongesso semplifica, diciamo, un po' di più i lavori, finiamo prima i lavori, consegniamo prima alle case.
Ed è tutto bello liscio,
sì, non si deve sporcare, non si deve fare
isolante, no?
Sì, se va messa la pavimentazione internamente diventa un isolante acustico.
So it's amazing. Plasterboard, we're just talking about plasterboard, has improved the quality of building so much, you know, rockboard. So first of all, has allowed them to create shapes and do things which before it was almost impossible. Imagine sculpting stones to create a vaulted ceiling. Now, although it looks complex, but it's not that complex. You create the aluminium structure and then the board that goes around. But also the big advantages of board, it insulates, it creates a barrier as well, anche una protezione per il fuoco in molti casi, no?
Sì, ci sono i pannelli per il fuoco, in alcuni casi dove serve. Chiaramente, diciamo, pure in alcuni ambienti tipo supermercati che serve una parete antincendio, ci sono dei pannelli specifici, abbinati chiaramente alla lana di roccia all'interno.
So depending on the type of job, obviously there will be a different type of board or rock board that gets used. So fantastico, quindi prima completi questa parte, poi lì è un pochettino più complessa, no?
Sì, vabbè, ma la dobbiamo studiare bene. Facciamo
So the huge room is a little bit more complex. So it will be very special over the next few days to actually follow the structure and see how everything comes together. Quindi ti seguirò nei prossimi giorni, così poi avremo via video tutti i vari passaggi. So,
io di solito lavoro così, faccio prima le parti semplici e le difficili le lascio all'ultimo, perché nel frattempo bisogna studiare, no?
Quindi come quando mangi, prima ti mangi quello che non ti piace, poi il boccone è buono. So Angelo says that when he does a job, first he tackles the simple things while he's thinking about the difficult parts, and so when he gets to the difficult parts he's had enough time. So grazie Angelo, fantastic. So amazing to have guys like this working on board, and always a very good tip, bring the craftsman on board in your way of thinking, because, well, he's not going to understand that, but probably when he watched the video somebody will tell him, or, you know, unfortunately very often, but you will do the same, you know, you will look for the simple way out, because there's so much work out there, you need to move on. You know, if you get stuck into something that could take perhaps an hour and you take 6 hours because you want to do something special, that 5 hours is going to cost you a lot. So getting the craftsman on your side for them to understand what you're doing and how you're doing it is always a big plus. How do I do it? YouTube helps me. Just telling him that this video is going to be watched by people from all over the world, that's actually going to boost his motivation, which is fantastic. So always find a way of boost the motivations of the guys that work on site for you. I know that sometimes we can find a neighbor, we can find an elderly gentleman that can do stuff for us, but find people that have companies, people that have a big responsibility, big things to answer to, so they want to deliver the best. So for them it's very important, because obviously word of mouth is what keeps them going. So episode, I've actually spoken for over 4 minutes, and episode 16 has just started. But the rest of this episode is probably just going to see this big structure above my head taking shape. So work is going on here. I'm with Angelo this morning. Buongiorno Angelo.
Buongiorno, ciao, carissimo.
Quindi volta a padiglione.
Volta a padiglione, sì.
So the shape of this ceiling in here is going to be a padiglione. You know, you have the star-shaped ceiling, the vaulted ceiling, which we have produced in another room, which we'll see. And this is a padiglione, a little bit restricted by those 2 windows at the top there. So incredible, they've come up with this solution. So we're cutting the corners very, very gently, but also suspending the plasterboard from the ceiling, which is, it's a very interesting little touch, because it doesn't matter how the temperature changes, excursions up and down, you're not going to get those lines sometimes that they appear as a result of a different material, in this particular case cement, or the blocks being in contact with another surface. So suspending the ceiling here, even if it is by a few centimeters, is going to avoid that, but also it's going to give this wonderful softness with the 2 edges coming together. Let's see where else these guys, it's magic what they're doing. In here we've actually got a ceiling now into the bathroom, waiting for the electricians to come. And the area that I love the most, it's here in this beautiful bathroom. You see the structure has been built to accommodate a vaulted ceiling. You can see it on that back wall over there. So once this is finished, it's going to look amazing, because it's going to give that softness, you know, of the vaulted ceiling merging into the edge. Although a lot of the original features have been kept, like over there probably an original door or window. So everything, it's been kept, including this big puller here that is holding the building together, rather than being covered up, is being kept. So once the plasterboard goes on, all the electricals are on the other side. So very important to make sure that you get your electrician to come in at this stage, drop the cable through at this stage, so the guys can then finish by closing everything, filling all the gaps, and ready to paint. Let's see what happens. So it's all happening. Saying that it's warm, it's an understatement. But let's see what's going on up here. I can see that we're actually merging from episode 16 probably into 17 because the electricians are also here and they're starting putting all the cables through. Buongiorno maestri. Ah, the electricians are back on board here. Ma questo episodio non è per gli elettricisti, è per i cartongessisti. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. We have Angelo there. I said this episode is not for the electricians, but it's for the plasterboard people and the decorators. Ma tu sei tenuta ormai...
Estivo, di mare, no? Tenuta di mare.
Da qui direttamente alla spiaggia, no?
Sì, sì.
Wow, che bellezza. Wow.
Ti piace? Sta facendo bene?
Bellissimo.
Tra mille difficoltà perché è molto scomoda, perché...
Bellissimo il dettaglio con il motore là sopra tagliato così.
Quello è l'importante, che sta venendo bene.
So this is amazing actually, has changed completely, and just little details like that it was a little bit of a hard decision to make because of the windows being so close to the edge of the ceiling, but now that I can see this finished is unbelievable. And also that little ridge that has been built there, that's going to have the LED strip going in. We got the plumber as well. Pure l'idraulico oggi. Ciao Davide.
Carissimo.
So we have the plumber as well, but that will be episode 17. 16, let's focus on what they're doing up here at the moment. Infatti ho detto l'episodio 17 poi sarà per gli elettricisti, ora siamo al 16, il 16 è tutto per loro.
Tutto per i cartongessisti.
Bravo. I thought episode 16 was just about decorating and the plastering, but you know what? There are so many things happening all simultaneously. So we have Rino back on board here, the electrician, and all the cabling are going through. And this is a stage of a project where a lot of things need to happen together. You can't sort of do it like we have done it up until now. Literally plumber, electrician, the paint and decorators, the doors and the windows, they kind of merge all together. So it is a very nevralgic moment when you are doing a refurbishment. Angelo with one hand up there, talented man, one hand with a phone, another hand with a trial. Incredible. But look at the numbers of cables coming out of here, all the different colors, orange, purple, blue. You may have to go back to episode 7 or episode 8 when we talked about the different colors, just to make some sense. But it's incredible really that these guys, they know according to the color what's happening. Plumber is on site as well. So although we missed the installation of the toilet, oh look at this beautiful piece of kit here, and the bidet and the shower, it's actually gone in. They're working above my head at the moment. They're putting the extractor fan for the bathroom. A little radiator is gone in, because yes, we do have underfloor heating in this area. But you know what? It's also good, just in case you don't want to turn the heating on. It's still that part of the season, October, November, not too cold, and you just want to have some heating in your bathroom, then it's good to have what they call a thermo arredo. These guys, everybody's working. Davide up there on the scaffold. Remember Davide? Probably episode 5, 6, 7, I can't remember, the plumber, but also involved in the underfloor heating. Is now doing, stai facendo per l'estrattore del bagno. So yes.
Reazione forzata.
A reazione forzata. So he's actually drilling to get the air into that bathroom, and as you can see, standing on what was an empty cavity. Also outside here, remember we have an outside space, so this property has 2 entrances with the separate stairs also leading to another property, and we can now see the bathroom door here, which is not a door really, it brings a lot of light. This balcony door, which is an independent area, and it's got a brand new door. You have a rotten door there, and you think, why? This is a communal area. Why putting a new door here in a communal area? Well, because this is a #1 refurbishment. And now they're decorating the whole of this area, the flooring here as well. The original tiles have been pulled out and replaced with the same original tiles that is stored in the basement here. So we found them, all the broken ones have been taken out. So once this gets polished, it's absolutely amazing. I had a different plan for episode 16, but I think I'll wrap it up here because there is so much material to take in. So just remember, it's so important when you get to these final stages of a plan, of a project, to align all the people. And this is probably the most complicated element because every one of these companies is a separate companies doing work on different sites, and they need to coordinate each other, because if one thing doesn't lock into the other, then you're going to have some issues later. So project management, having the right people on board, using the right companies is so important. I've spent probably more than half an hour just discussing where to turn and off and on some of the lighting, just to make sure that the functionality of the house works from the habitability point of view. So those decisions need to be made, and need to be made at the right time. So I think episode 17 will continue this fantastic journey, just getting it almost to the finishing stages, and probably we're going to start seeing some cleaning up, polishing, and some furniture coming together. I hope you've enjoyed this episode 16. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Today, actually, I'm wearing shorts while everybody else actually is not wearing anything. It's about 40 degrees here in Salento. Beautiful sky above there, and what an amazing place to be. Guys, thank you very much for following the channel, and all the people behind me for all the extraordinary work that they're doing on this site and all the other sites that we are managing simultaneously. What I say? I'll see you on episode 17. Until then, stay safe wherever you are.